Greetings of peace, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Throughout history, indigenous communities lived in harmony with the nature rhythms of the universe. This ensured long-term sustainability, ecological balance, and an intuitive understanding of how cosmic and seasonal changes shape botanical and biological life. This worldview echoes the ancient Egyptian principle of Ma'at, truth, balance, and harmony, as well as the sub-Saharan philosophy of Ubuntu, I am because we are, the Chinese concept of Qi as the vital energy sustaining cosmic and personal equilibrium, and the Quranic teachings of Al-Mizan, the divine equilibrium that sustains everything in the created worlds. Together, they express a shared philosophical vision of harmonious balance, which therefore is collective, relational, and ecological at every scale. Africa's contribution to medical knowledge is profound. The Egyptian Epirus Papyrus, the world's oldest medical encyclopedia, lists over 800 herbal treatments, together with their healing practices which continue to influence systems of medicine till date. The biodiversity of medicinal plants is a living library of healing, yet it remains largely unexplored. Out of over 300,000 known higher plant species worldwide, only 6% have been studied biochemically. Also, each culture holds unique ways of preparing and using different plant species, reflecting deep local intelligence about nature and the population needs. That means that the world has barely begun to tap into the pharmacological powerhouses in these ecosystems. Indigenous knowledge systems offer more than remedies. They offer a worldview capable of guiding humanity towards planetary well-being. To safeguard these resources, a paradigm shift is needed, one that not only preserves plants, but uplifts ancient knowledge, values indigenous custodianship, and restores the sacred bond between humans and nature. As biodiversity declines and climate pressures intensify, protecting medicinal plants is both a scientific imperative and a moral responsibility. By honoring ancestral wisdom, supporting interdisciplinary research, and fostering mentorship rooted in respect and reciprocity, we can protect this legacy. Our contribution in the Mentoring Research Network embraces these values. Proud to present our MRN researchers as knowledge keepers who illuminate pathways to integrative, ethical, and sustainable healing systems. Their work both strengthens science and community resilience in the age of polycrisis.
The healing practices of Brazilian traditional medicine used by indigenous peoples were based primarily on the use of herbs, but also on spiritual rituals. This traditional knowledge and practice were enriched by the arrival of Africans, who brought with them various mystic elements as well as their knowledge of plant properties, which were studied by some naturalists and European colonizers. Interestingly, the Brazilian federal government embraces Brazilian traditional medicine in public health system, establishing the National Policy of Integrative and Complementary Practices in 2008, which includes several guidelines to support the country's implementation of herbal medicine use. This has empowered the advancement of research and technology in the Brazilian traditional medicine field.
Good morning, good afternoon all. I am Kajelcha from Ethiopia. As a healthy biotechnology researcher and as a member of the Mentoring Research Network, I affirm that indigenous and traditional medicine remains the primary health resource for over 18% of Ethiopians, mainly relying on medicinal plants. So, rigorous research such as the conservation and sustainable use of medicinal plants project is vital to validate projects and revitalize indigenous knowledge, as well to support health equity and biodiversity conservation and climate resilience. Therefore, research is central to preserving these knowledge systems for the next generation. Thank you.
approximately 90% of rural Nigerians rely exclusively on herbal medicine for their healthcare needs. And research on these practices provides critical insight into their safety and efficacy, offering clarity and supporting the integration of traditional medicine into the national healthcare system.
Research has shown that there are 75% of people in the rural area of Nigeria that makes use of herbal medicine in the promoting, preventing, and treating of their health issues and challenges. And also, there's a massive increase of people who practice the use of this traditional medicine, and they are called the traditional healers or doctors. Thank you.
In Malawi, traditional medicine remains a vital part of the health system, especially in the rural areas where more than 70% of the population they depend on indigenous healers for primary health care. That's according to World Health Organization. By integrating scientific inquiry with indigenous knowledge, Malawi is preserving biodiversity, promoting community resilience, but also ensuring sustainable health care for the future generation. Research is documenting and validating medicine.
In China, as the data presented in World Conference on Traditional Medicine 2024 held in Beijing, the numbers of traditional Chinese medicine facilities and practitioners in China have both more than doubled in the past decade, covering the majority of community and rural clinics. Meanwhile, more than 90% of general hospitals nationwide have set up their own TCM departments.
In Nigeria, traditional medicine remains the first line of care for millions, whether we like it or not. Ongoing research in universities is documenting herbal formulations and their therapeutic value.
Traditional medicine is an important part of the public healthcare system because it is part of the human history, and every country has regulations that govern traditional medicine, which is focused on integration. In Liberia, traditional medicine is yet to be integrated into the public health system.
I'm happy today to stand before the world to talk about the research in traditional medicine, because traditional medicine is important and key. With this, it can help to complement and bring health for all to the people. Thank you and see you again.
A recent study conducted by EFE et al. Also reported that stroke patients also have improvement in cognitive and motor function after using herbal or traditional medicine. And the study further on reported that the patients reported improvement in cognitive function between baseline and 3 months, and then baseline and then 6 months. For their motor function, they also had improvement between baseline and 6 months after using the herbal or the traditional medicine. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Esmond Mantra, a young research scientist from Ghana. Research has shown that about 70% of the population in Ghana rely on traditional medicine for their primary health care needs. Plants like the neem tree are highly valued for their medical properties, particularly in treating malaria. I therefore advocate for the documentation and the exploration of indigenous knowledge, not only to preserve our cultural heritage, but to drive scientific discoveries. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Papakwesi Opari. I'm a medical doctor passionate about maternal health and climate resilience. In Ghana, many pregnant women use herbal preparations and local medicines to boost their blood levels and also to fasten labor. Through research, we can validate these indigenous remedies, ensuring they are both safe and beneficial for both mother and baby. Linking traditional medicine and environmental care sustains knowledge and healthcare.
In South Africa, it is estimated that 80% of South Africans, equating to approximately 40 million people, use some form of traditional medicine for their healthcare needs. South Africa, as a member of state of the World Health Organization, has been set on the path of institutionalizing African traditional medicine.
Let us embrace a future where indigenous wisdom and scientific innovation walk together, cultivating planetary health, cultural resilience, and a shared stewardship for generations to come.